And former President Donald Trump and his associates are under a microscope once again following a report in the New York Times. The paper is reporting that after the 2020 election, the President Trump tried to see if he could lawfully seize voting machines in some key swing states because he was looking for fraud in the election. Robert Moses joins us right now with details. What's going on?
Rosanna, the former president or his advisors hoped to enlist the help of at least 3 federal departments, those being the Pentagon, as well as the Homeland Security and Justice Departments, to keep him in the White House. Those efforts failed, but it wasn't for lack of trying.
The stolen election.
About 6 weeks after President Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, he ordered his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, to ask the Department of Homeland Security if it could lawfully seize voting machines in important swing states. That's according to a front-page story in today's New York Times. Giuliani obliged, but the acting deputy secretary told Giuliani that the Homeland Security Department did not have that authority and could not participate in the plan. According to the Times, Giuliani's request came after President Trump met with Attorney General William Barr in the Oval Office and broached the idea that the Justice Department, which Barr led, could seize voting machines. Barr immediately rejected the suggestion, the paper says. At a rally in Texas on Saturday, the former president did not announce his candidacy, but he sounds like he plans to run again.
We are going to take back the White House.
A few minutes later, the former president made this promise to those charged for their participation in the January 6th insurrection.
If I run and if I win, we will treat those people from January 6th fairly. We will treat them fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly.
After his rally, former President Trump released a statement claiming that his vice president, Mike Pence, quote, could have overturned the election. But the Constitution does not grant vice presidents that power. Last week, Mark Short, who served as the vice president's chief of staff, reportedly gave testimony to the House Select Committee investigating January 6th after receiving a subpoena. Short was with the vice president at the Capitol that day. It's unclear if Vice President Pence himself will testify before the committee. According to the Washington Post, some of the White House records from the Trump administration that the National Archives turned over to that January 6th committee had been torn up and they had to be taped back together. Politico has in the past reported that the former president was known for tearing up papers. That could be a violation of the Presidential Records Act. The act requires documents to be preserved. Bianca?